Look at the timing. That is the only thing that matters when you are drowning in noise. You wake up to a feed that feels less like a presidency and more like a fever dream written by an algorithm trained on paranoia and ego. And while he is screaming about grass being cut with box cutters, while he is posturing about oil exports surging to historic highs, the market, our tape, doesn't even flinch. It just keeps moving, quietly, relentlessly, indifferently. Let's start with the theater of the absurd, because that is where he wants your eyes. He posts an image of what looks like a construction site or a mowed field, a large rectangular green space with faint patterns and temporary structures, and he calls it a crime scene. He writes, "Look for yourselves at the vandalism that took place at the reflecting pool. The material is being cut with a knife or a box cutter for all to see." And then he doubles down. I don't know what she was thinking. To me, it was a pure case of vandalism. There may have been some contractor difficulty, but the major damage was caused by vandals. Vandalism. Is that what we're calling landscaping? Is that what we're calling construction? He is inventing a crisis of physical security to distract from the erosion of institutional integrity. He paints himself as the guardian of history, pointing at images of statues and reliefs, the Civil War memorial, the Lincoln plaque with its quote about malice toward none, and contrasting them with this supposed desecration in Washington. He wants you to feel outrage at grass being cut. He wants you to be angry about a box cutter on a lawn. But look at the other images he shared, the ones that reveal the actual obsession. He posts a side by side of two trading cards, one labeled Donald J. Trump and the other Dana White, both with USA 250 branding, featuring an event-worn commemorative USA 250 patch. He is commodifying his own presence, turning his political identity into collectible merchandise. And then he posts a picture of himself in a white jacket adorned with colorful beads and sequins, standing near a microphone against dark red curtains. He is not just the president, he is the performer, the host, the brand. And then there is the image that ties it all together, the one with the bold text, "Only Trump." A person in a dark suit and gold tie walking toward the viewer, flanked by uniformed figures behind metal barricades. He is isolating himself. He is removing everyone else from the frame, and he pairs this with another image President Trump ages in reverse, showing him between golf carts, or same guy. Even more energy now, comparing a figure in a military uniform to one in a suit. The narrative is always the same. I am the constant. I am the energy. I am the reversal of time itself. He claims 100% disagreement with Janine Pirro, calling her out for not seeing the vandalism he sees. He uses this manufactured outrage to leverage political power. If Senators Cornyn and Tillis aren't going to approve Todd Blanchard, I will keep Todd as acting AG and push hard to get the anti-weaponization bill passed. He is threatening the structure of the Justice Department over a confirmation dispute, all while pointing at grass. The moral urgency here is not about the lawn. It is about the consolidation of power through distraction. And what does he do to distract? He amplifies an image with a headline reading now, "The United States is the king of oil," and exports surge to historic high, citing a chart from the EIA and Bloomberg. He posts another graphic Trump is destroying Iran's currency with a graph showing inflation. He claims oil exports are surging because of him. He ties everything back to his own agency. He is the king. He is the destroyer of enemies. He is the fixer. But look at our tape. Look at the reality that does not care about his headlines. Ethereum fell down 0.79% to 83rd percentile. Bitcoin fell down 0.4% to 69th percentile. The market didn't surge because of oil exports. It didn't crash because of vandalism. It moved in quiet, measured percentages that reflect the underlying anxiety of the room he is trying so hard to fill with noise. The tape shows a dip, a slight decline, not a surge, not a crash, just a steady, cold adjustment. He shares an image of a dark gray stealth fighter, its engines emitting orange flames. He shares another of a golden equestrian statue surrounded by yellow caution tape and red and white barricades. He wants war. He wants danger. He wants the world to look at these images and feel fear or awe. But the market is looking at something else. It is looking at the cost of the distraction, the cost of the legal battles over Todd Blanche, the cost of the endless, self-referential content. He posts a picture of Alfred E. Newman next to a photo of himself. He knows what he looks like. He sees the joke, and he leans into it. Only Trump. But numbers don't care how loud you type them. The tape has no soaring and no crashing, only prints. And right now, the prints are showing that while he is busy declaring himself the king of oil and the victim of vandals, the assets are quietly finding their bottom. The market is not buying the hype. It is discounting the noise. He claims 100% victory in Serbia, pointing to a crowd holding his sign at a UFC event. He wants to show that the people love him, that they are wild for him. But look at the image of the stadium. President Trump Serbia welcomes you! It is a staged photo op, a controlled environment. Real support doesn't need banners and barricades. Real support doesn't need to be measured in the number of people holding a sign in a foreign stadium. He is trying to build a monument. He posts images of the Triumphal Arch, statues, reliefs of Lincoln and Washington. He wants to be enshrined alongside them. Same guy, he says. But history doesn't work like that. History is not a trading card. It is not a meme. It is not a box cutter on grass. And the market knows this. The market sees through the veneer of the king and the surge. It sees the fragility beneath. So let him have his vandalism. Let him have his oil charts. Let him have his anti-weaponization bill and his acting attorney general threats. While he is busy fighting phantom enemies and polishing his own legend, the tape is doing its work. Ethereum fell down 0. 79% to 83rd percentile. Bitcoin fell down 0. 4%, a 69th percentile. These are not crashes. They are not surges. They are corrections. They are the market breathing. And while he screams about grass being cut, the world is moving on quietly, indifferently, without him. That's the show. We're on Spotify and YouTube. If this earned it, like, subscribe, tell a friend. And housekeeping, the machine that writes this gets tuned constantly for cleaner news. The numbers are real, the jokes are not.